Hello. Welcome to the next chapter of Sussing It Out, Chapter 29. I am the Sussman, Rick Sussman. That's the Joker face right there. This is the Fortress of Nerditude, if you can't figure it out. What we're going to be talking about today is a little bit of an offshoot of some of my other vlogs that I've entitled Rick vs. Technology. This is not exactly a Rick thing, as I've discovered. It is a Rick and his friends thing, or people that I know. And what it is entitled, as you saw in the little title card as it flashed, was Why We Can't Have Nice Things. This has sort of been a running gag in my life. In college, that was one of the main things. Whenever something would break, one of the guys would yell to the other, "This is why we can't have nice things!" And it just sort of continues on. But what this is really in reference to is, at some point recently, we became a society that was wholly dependent upon technology, and not just technology, but technology that works really fast. My best example is my friend Charles and I. We have a comic book review called Blatantly Honest Comic Reviews with Rick and Charles. Very exciting name. At any rate, we were doing our most recent blogcast, if you will, podcast, I suppose, and we were using Google Hangouts, which has this incredible ability to flash the person who's talking and then the person who's going to be talking, and it switches back and forth automatically, and it's very impressive technology. In order for the cameras to just know that, and the amount of logarithms and things like that must go into making programming like that, I couldn't even begin to fathom. It was really kind of impressive to see. But without fail, the first thing we noticed after we uploaded the video was that a couple of times the camera had a little bit of trouble identifying who was supposed to be speaking. And so it had a little bit of trouble flashing between who was who. Every now and again you would see my face like this, and Charles would be talking. Or you would see me going like this, but nothing would be coming out of my mouth. And immediately we both were, oh, stupid technology. Oh, this is so dumb. The other day, my wife was on her phone in the car trying to get an app to pull up, because that's what you do when you're at a red light. And the app was having a little bit of trouble, or the location finder on her Google map was having a little bit of trouble finding something. And, oh, God, this thing's taking forever. And I'm lifting this directly from Louis C.K. I make no bones about that. Louis C.K. said essentially of the same scenario, that when somebody else was giving them, crap about their phone not being excellent and perfect every single time, he said, "Shut up! Shut up! This little thing, this is a miracle. It does stuff, and then it shoots off into space, and space redirects it back down to another one of these things, and that's how we talk to each other. It's a miracle." But we, be it that we're entitled, that we're impatient, that we're a generation lost in technology, I don't know, we can't just accept that every now and again our beautiful pieces of technological advancement are going to be a little delayed. Now, I freely admit that maybe I'm not the one to be leading pushing redrawing the line in the sand, advancing the flag, whatever other baloney I can say to you about technological advancement, because as we all know, I suck with technology. But I can say that we have to stop taking this stuff for granted. The show Revolution, which is an alright show, especially on Netflix, you get to watch the whole thing at once, that's lovely, deals with a world in which a man-made device has eliminated all technology, everything all the way back to the steam engine. Basically, like if an electromagnetic pulse hit the entire planet all at once and permanently, fried all the electronics, nothing can ever be used with electricity again, or technology is completely out. Try and imagine one day of your life where that wouldn't be a ghastly scenario. Try and imagine just for a moment that instead of being able to pull up the entire internet on your phone, you actually had to talk to someone, find directions, find an old analog map, find all of those things in order to get from your house to a friend's house that you've never visited. Or, easier enough, try and communicate without a cell phone. I was watching this really cool anime on Hulu called Attack on Titan, where they live in a world like this, where there is no real technology. And they have to go out on missions. The scout team goes out on missions in this big clump. They look like this, the big circle, more like a horseshoe. And in this part of the horseshoe, they fire off rocket rounds, like flare gun rounds, to let this part of the horseshoe know that there's like an enemy nearby, so the horseshoe all moves. They explain it as though it's human radar. The greatest explanation for something I've ever heard in my life, because it made perfect sense. It is human radar. But that would be the kind of world that we would have to live in. So before you go getting all crazy, ridiculous nutso at your text message not sending, or the fact that your iVideo didn't immediately upload to the cloud, which doesn't exist, back down into reality, maybe you shouldn't be so upset about that. There's a caveat here. Recently in our country, we discovered that a lot of our personal emails and cell phone usage and things like that were being monitored and even collected by our government. Whereas the cell phone thing I do have a little issue with. I don't have any problem with people reading my emails at the government level or checking out my ViewTubes or anything like that. The reason for that is these are all free services. Facebook is a free service. Twitter is a free service. Instagram is a free service. Why do you have any level of presumed privacy on a free service? This is nothing you paid for. You paid for the use of internet, but that was through your cable provider. That wasn't the cable provider's internet. Email, you can make an argument, should be a presumed level of privacy because you are paying for it. But you can't reasonably believe that Yahoo or Yahoo or Gmail or things like that couldn't be potentially selling your information to whoever they want, especially in our country, which is a capitalist society. If the government shows up and says, we want $20 billion for all of your information that you have on person X, why would Yahoo say no to that? It's a free service. Why would Facebook not try and promote even further? It's a free service. So just try and remember that there are thousands, millions even of free services on these little devices now that we now take for granted and believe them to be the most important things in the world. Otherwise, I guarantee you, we will not be able to have nice things anymore. For some of us, we never did. Thank you for viewing, thank you for watching, thank you for subscribing, thank you for liking. Recently had a video top over 100 views. That's awesome. Thank you guys for all your support. Be on the lookout for the next chapter of Sussing It Out, Chapter 30. Need to come up with a topic. But we also have another episode of Blatantly Honest Comic Reviews, which will be live casting Saturday. We'll probably be live casting Saturday night, or maybe during the day. We'll have to figure that out. I'll post about it on my Facebook page. We also have Those Two Jerks will be filming its next, recording its next episode in the next couple of weeks. And of course, don't forget to check out Team Hammerfist, thfist.com. Thank you guys. See y'all real soon.
A sight for sore eyes to the blind would be your full majestic. It would be